Let's get ready to
Ripple fight!
What the hell is even that?
That is one big pilot.
For a modern gaming audience.
Why are you running?
Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
We're communists.
Woke.
Would you please get your politics out of my comic books? I'm like, what comic books are you reading?
I'm cured! Praise God!
Hiya, 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 na 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 na.
Ah, he vatored! He vatored!
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Give me the meat and give it to me raw.
For a modern gaming audience.
If I speak, I am in big trouble. In big trouble.
Welcome to Nerd Wars. Sorry about that. Welcome to Nerd Wars.
Please clap.
What? Wait. Bly? What's happening after the applause?
I'll allow it.
I'm confused. I don't understand. Explain that to me, Bly.
Front row may get wet.
I hope you're all having as good a day as Bly is. And if you're in the splash zone, make sure to wear one of the ponchos provided to you by one of our attendants. One of our sexy attendants. Badger, speaking of sexy attendants, how you doing, buddy?
I'm fantastic. Just hanging out, relaxing, paid attention to no news, which means I'm all ready to get angry about everything.
It's so nice, right? Like that moment you're like, oh, I didn't look at the news today. I wake up in bed, I'm looking at the news, getting angry, practicing my my rants for Tuesdays. It's not healthy for you. ABF, how you doing? Practice any rants yet today?
Also ignorant of the news quite a bit. Looking forward to Mother's Day with my mom today.
Yay.
Aren't we all? You'll never believe it. I have a tab on that as well. And it's Mama's Day, and I got to go over there right after this. So let's get into it.
Time.
Thunderbolts with only a 55% drop. It's still going to like break even if it's lucky. But hey, 55% drop. That's impressive, despite the fact that it was like the second lowest opening. So that probably helps a bit too. Badger, you still on the Thunderbolts hype train?
Yeah, I still enjoyed my time with it. Yes, and I liked the characters more at the end than I did at the beginning. John Walker did nothing wrong. Yeah, give it time though. I'll probably get upset about something.
Correct. ABF, did you guys watch Party Thunderbolts yet?
We did, and we thought it was just okay. We didn't hate it. And
I said 6 out of 10. That's half a point above median. Thoughts?
I think I scored it around that too. It was like 5.5 or 6, something like that. Like it's better than Captain America, so it deserves to make more.
Wait, have you seen Brave New World? Have you seen what I have seen?
No, I
have not seen.
I can't bring myself to watch it, to be honest.
Okay, well, I can confirm what you said is absolutely terrible, and Thunderbolts is considerably better. But some of the people who thought it was like amazeballs, I'm not sure what they saw in it, but it's quite competent in a lot of ways. And these days, just getting a mild amount of competence is a big win for Marvel.
Quite competent in a lot of ways. That is how I have heard us described, and I'm all right with it.
Yes. I'm more competent than my internet, at least. All right.
And Wayne also quite competent in a lot of ways.
Oh, why? Did they lose a bet? Did ABF donate to them? Why would you watch Brave New World? I don't understand.
Oh.
I was just bad-mouthing you before the stream about owing me a gifty. I just watched Sopranos. I know how to break kneecaps now, but Gucci gifty? Oh, finally get the fucking Post-it note off my desk. Thank God.
Remember?
Yeah, Gooch, he was like writing your name up on the kill list and like putting lipstick on and being crazy. It was
alleged.
He was going to pray to the Night Mother and hope that Sithis granted her an assassin.
Yeah, I did a bunch of like those things. All right, so officially now, me and Gooch are even on bets because somehow Wiccan managed to pass 750 mil. So instead of me winning it, I decided to call it a draw. So he's gifted me because I'd already gifted him. So we were at draw. So currently we're at 1-1 and a tie. So our next box office bet will determine who is the smartest and who is the tardest. And well,
remember, Gooch,
I'm so popular. Everybody loves me so much.
The law!
It's been so long since I've seen those played. It's almost like Gooch hates me and doesn't want to come on my channel.
Remember when he used to come on weekends?
Your ass is awesome.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
To be fair, when he was on vacation, he was on like every single day. So I definitely still owe him a lot of streams. Appreciate you, Gooch. So good to see you, and even better to finally get that godforsaken post-it note off my desk and Corn Boy for $1.99, or as we call it, $1.99. Are you?
We do.
Yeah, that clip face about you. So I wasn't
face,
sure.
Similar to my O face when I'm trying to concentrate really hard.
Hey, no, Gooch, that will be decided at the box office. We need to do a Superman. What the? Tomac! What am I watching now? Holy, what?
Oh no.
Well, you just paid for my mom's Olive Garden gift card. Wait, you just said, oh no. Wait, am I watching Cuck now too?
Well, some people would count this as a normal show. They would be wrong. How about you watch Lucha Underground? Is that like Lucha Libre?
Yeah, like Mexican wrestlers?
But underground.
Lucha Underground. And 200 like that? I will watch whatever hentai you... I know. Whatever Lucha... Holy, I'm hurt. Press the buttons. I can't get to them. Please.
Hold on. I know where. Hold on. Go alphabetically.
Oh my God.
What are you staring at, creep?
Lock on a G.
Mine. Hey, quit.
I'm gonna go ahead and unlock the final Sydney Sweeney level for you right now. You earned it, Tomac. Oh, her greatest performance in a movie ever. How does her dress do it? Honestly, give that thing an award.
Don't you understand that this is going towards Erwin's mommy having unlimited breadsticks and salad? There's no greater outcome.
IMDb, Lucha Underground. All right, what was the
Well, I think Gooch is going to probably be asking for an invite to come yell at us, and I'm fearing his wrath.
What the hell? Okay. Wait, 127 episodes of this Lucha Underground from 2014 to 2018. Luchadores and wrestlers from across the world compete in the ring to be the best fighter. Wait, is this a reality show? Or no, wait, or is it scripted?
Live action?
Wait, it looks scripted. Wait, what is... I don't understand. Tomac, you need to explain more.
An anime or something.
I thought it was an
anime
too. This Bullseye costume looks cooler than the Born Again Bullseye costume.
Oh my
All right,
God.
yeah, that's a little homoerotic, but I have a feeling you might have to send these to me, Tomac. Just something tells me these might not be available. Actually, let's look. For those wondering how to... Oh, yeah, okay. You are definitely going to have to send these to me. For those wondering, how do I watch things? I always go to is IMDb, and right here, it'll have like the streaming platforms and whatnot.
It sounds like Bloodsport in the Kumite.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yes. Oh my God, it is.
Speaking of the Kumite. Kumite.
Oh, wait, Gooch, have you talked into your microphone yet, or are you about to blast us?
I'll try it over here first, and then I'll slowly walk in.
That was the right call, actually.
Yeah, you gotta just the finger, and then you go. You don't just go straight in with. Actually,
you gotta give it a hawk two up.
Yeah. Thankfully, Gooch knew not to do
my fist.
Hi, buddy.
Say some intros while Tomac's reward plays in the background. If you're not too distracted.
Well,
that lucky dog. Oh my God.
Oh, that dog. He's a good
dog, man.
It's a good boy. It's a good boy.
How you doing, Gooch? Long time no see.
I'm good. I just saw you on Friday.
And tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, more than I see my family in a week.
Yeah.
Well, hey, it's absolute pleasure to have you here. I got to get you on.
38 seconds.
I've had 2 weeb weekends, and you, one of the weebiest friends I have, is yet to be on a weeb weekend. So we're gonna have to get you on. I know, I'm so jealous of that dog.
Hey, it's the ass man.
Wait, actually, I think we have one for that? Oh no ass pictures. We do have some other Sydney Sweeneys though. Like, I'm just saying, it's nice to have nice things. Oh, also, okay. Yeah, the first reply definitely sums it up.
That's hilarious.
That's how, like, when I see one of Tomahawk's Red Boys, that's what I actually see. All right. I'll keep the dog picture up for later in case we need some more. All right. One of the few shows I have to look forward to anymore. I thankfully binged several months ago, and it was because of ABF's evangelism. And we have Clarkson's Farm Season 4 coming out in less than 2 weeks. Let's go. And he says Season 5 will probably be the last, or they will need a long break. So it sounds like we got probably 2 more seasons.
Well, not to fret, they do switch it up, and it sounds like there's going to be a Clarkson's bar in the future. So he's buying a bar, and I think that maybe all 3 of the Grand Tour / Top Gear cast will be reunited for that show.
Yeah, because he's like, oh, you're on like TV or whatever in the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of them's in it. I don't know their names. I need to watch Grand Tour. It's on the list.
It's
I swear.
Hammond
Because of
May.
And May, yeah. I call him Captain Slow because he's always the slowest one in the bunch.
So what's the big deal about the show? I keep hearing about it. Like, what is it?
Oh, you have 2 monitors. He has 2 monitors now, right? You have 2 monitors?
Yes.
It is the greatest second monitor show on television. And it's not on television.
It's like the most wholesome, like clean fun that you can have watching a TV show.
It's wholesome and clean, but then they're not totally wholesome and clean because you get to see a lot of like babies being birthed, and you get to see farm life for how it really is on occasion. And occasionally, you don't want to be eating. Don't eat food while you watch Clarkson's Farm. Well, I'll just say that, and you'll be fine.
I hate to break it to you, Irvin, but that's just life on a farm. So it's
I am
funny
aware,
and it's
I know.
tragic at the same time. So yeah,
and it's a great show. Super comfy watching, as long as you're comfy with my fist. Actually, you'll probably be fine with the Gooch Badger. It looks like you have some thoughts.
Yeah, something tells me Gooch.
My fist.
There's no problem with that. No, it's good. It's fun watching an older British guy bumble through the actual workings of a farm, and then his crazy ideas. He's a little bit like Tim Taylor, more power, except instead of doing it himself, he just buys like a fucking Ferrari, whatever the hell that was, Lamborghini Combine. Yeah, it's just entertaining. Just entertaining. And yeah, that dude will probably he's old. He cannot stop. So yeah, if you're going to switch it up and then start doing that, which they have like a whole episode where he tried to do a restaurant on it, and it was all the fucking
it was like
British
a season basically.
So I think it's the last. You kind of get the impression he's not taking it seriously at first, Gooch. And then he actually does take it seriously, and that's when the show it gets really, really good, because you're like, damn, he's actually trying. So
well, yeah, Badger says bumbling, but bumbling is like, that's putting it very nicely. It's almost like scripted. He is so bad at farming, and that's what's so great about it. And then occasionally you got to watch a fist go up a cow, you know. But it's worth it.
Yeah.
And the most competent person on the entire farm is like a 16-year-old named Caleb. And he knows everything about farming, more than anyone knows on the farm. It's really funny.
He's in his 30s at this point, but yeah, he does seem quite young.
And then he's like, all right, I got farming figured out a little. I'm going to start a restaurant on the farm, despite the city council really not being okay with it. We're going to do it anyways, though.
It shows the British, like, oh my God, trying to think of it, like the...
Oh, the British? I actually have a picture.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Average British people right here, actually.
All the people on the show look like that.
Well, they keep making farming harder and harder, government-wise. So the government just tells the farms to diversify. So he diversifies by selling the stuff that he grows in a restaurant on his own farm, and they say that he can't do that. It's crazy.
BRB. I didn't get my Grogu. Sorry, someone said fisting, and I remember I didn't grab my Grogu.
But it's fun. So you see the whole thing. You see him bumbling on the farm. You see him dealing with the beer, and it's also sort of like hey, guess what? There's a bunch of real farmers that have to deal with all this real shit, and that's where your food comes from. So it sort of gets all of it.
Yeah.
So you just basically follow the red tape, like it's just like
only when he gets to the point where like, oh, I want to do this, and it makes sense, and then you see him deal with it, and he's humorous with it. And yeah.
Well,
Amazon.
Four seasons. Is it BBC or is it just Amazon? Like, because it's British.
Amazon.
Is it Amazon? Okay, because usually in the UK they only do like 2 to 3 seasons and then they axe it because of funding and stuff like that.
I don't think the BBC wants anything to do with Clarkson anymore.
He said mean things about Prince, little Miss Princess.
He also
and
punched
then
someone in the face.
She and he left the royal family, so I don't think they give two fucks about. In fact, they were like, he was right. He should have fucked it. That dog, he was too dark, I say. Hold on, where's the skin shot?
I don't know who this Clarkson guy is. I've never heard of this guy.
Oh, I only knew him from Top Gear, and then because he's been getting more and more based.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's funny, funny and wholesome. His wife's great. She like gives even less. She's even more like, let's go renegade and start it without permission and stuff. Yeah. All the side characters. You like care about the random like bald accountant side character and stuff. Like people you shouldn't care about. You end up loving the characters.
And there might not be a celebrity, British wise, as big as him for a while, because he was part of the Top Gear show, which was the most watched unscripted TV show in the entire world. So, we're not unified by television anymore. So I don't know if you're gonna, make a comedian like that ever again.
Mm.
Yeah, and man, you think we got a bunch of like cucks and crazies and commies over here? UK, it's way worse, and he just pushes back a little, and they come down even harder. And he keeps pushing, and now he's like literally like practically a folk hero. They're having all the farmers protest, and he was out there filming. We should probably see that this season. Him at the farmers protest has become a voice of like the regular man, very like Trump style. And then we're talking about Caleb. He's the younger guy who is helping him, the actual competent one. Now he goes out and he's a big voice for young farmers. So they're literally out there trying to save us from Bill Gates owning all of our farmland, essentially. So.
By the way, and I will, because this is just one of those things, like, it's very easy with us, with our oceans, to be like, fuck them, let them handle it themselves. I get that 100%. But, like, anyone that is actually over there and then has generational history of going to war with Russia, that's why they're like, oh, no, fuck that. Go help them. But they have a different viewpoint of it, just because they actually have to deal with the shit.
They're like conservatives aren't how we think of conservatives. They're
that
the previous prime minister of like the leader of the conservative party, Rishi Sunak, a globalist Indian gentleman. So yeah, you got to remember, even if they get a little bit, it's like J.K. Rowling, where they go a little bit to the right. You got to remember they're all still a bunch of crazy lefties. What are you saying, Badge?
I would say even if you tried to explain to them that Putin doesn't have the manpower, will, and or ability to actually attack all that other shit, they still get worried.
I felt bad for cutting you off. I didn't realize you were getting into like full blown geopolitics. I love it. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
Sorry. Peter Zion.
We got to get you on one of these Tuesdays.
Hey,
Hayden no longer is channel under attack. So the reason he's been dropping gifties recently is because YouTube won't let him drop his 50s. Oh. So he's literally, his channel's been under attack. So it is beautiful seeing one of your classic pink boys. By the way, I got it figured out. YouTube now hates VPNs, apparently.
As a network administrator, if you're ever having connectivity issues, start with the VPN, people.
Yeah, Hypnotic, back in the day, he kept having his internet drop out in the middle of his streams and there'd be no one there. I had to come in at one point, and then he eventually realized it was his VPN. Yes, disable your VPN, your ad blockers. If that doesn't work, unplug it and plug it back in.
It's one.
With Hayden blowing up his VPN.
What were you saying, ABF?
Oh, it's one extra thing in the chain, but now I forgot what I was going to say.
Yeah, I know. I didn't do that on purpose. Shout out to Hayden. We will be getting into Kirsche for sure. I think shortly. Oh, okay. First though. This is from Paul Tassi. HBO's The Last of Us review bombing surpasses the game's review bombing. I just brought it up to remind you how much of a cuck Paul Tassi is. And then I think the next one, yeah, I'm going to send you
on that. Do you
a short badge.
Do you think that it's getting review bombed? Like, I don't even have the energy to review bomb it. I think that's just regular people saying, "Yo, this show sucks."
They're getting accurate reviews. They're just getting accurate reviews.
That's all I hear. Is it's terrible. That's all I hear.
And then there's a lot of people like, I created this account just so I could say how bad it is. And then they're like, oh, well, then that's a troll. That's a bot. And it's like, no, it's so bad. You got people off their ass to create. You know how hard it is to get people to even like subscribe to another channel, to get them to create a whole account to leave a review about how much they hate. It's the opposite of a bot. And well, here, since we brought it up. So bad. Changes for the worse, and it's nowhere near brutal as the game. Very disappointing if you played the games. This is in Spanish, but it says agenda. Wait, Badger, what's this say? Translate this for us.
Agenda disenfranchise the bastardize the series. Yeah.
The series. Yes, that's what I was gonna say. Season 2 feels lazy and rushed.
Trash.
Writing and acting this season is atrocious. Like the actors don't even know what the show is about. Bella is struggling with her lines because she's too busy thinking about what curse word she's going to put in every sentence. Couldn't imagine season 2. Wow, wait, they're all ones. Oh, wait, let's see how. Oh, wait, no, these are halves. This is the final of these. Got a 1. What were you saying? Sorry.
There's not even that many that are like one-liners. Like these are like actual reviews. You know, these are not people just bombing.
This show's unwatchable without Joel. Big drop off from season 1. And a lot of them, you see is. I like season 1. What the hell happened? Gooch, didn't you dabble? You just like briefly watched some Last of Us and it like scarred you, right? Or am I misremembering?
I watched the first season and it was probably about a 6 out of 10.
Okay,
but
well, like this one's like a 2 out of 10.
Yeah, season 2. I watched that. What was it? The 3rd episode?
Oh, there we go.
2nd episode. And I was like, is this a joke? Like I couldn't believe what I was watching. It was so awful. The dialogue, everything. It was
First episode had 31,000 people review it. The second one 47,000. The third one 19,000, and the fourth one only 21,000. So people are actively reviewing it less, and the people left are the ones that are either the diehards or ones with actual shit to say.
It looked like it got love bombed too, because it was like a 9.2 out of 10. For that episode.
That
was
too high.
So bad.
That's the one terrible. Where Joel is golfing.
It is terrible. It's terrible. It is like
it's like full Bella Ramsey, like her at her absolute worst too.
There was acting. There was marketing around that episode too. Did you notice that?
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, like all the I forget her name in the show, but she was like in her car and she was like, "Oh my god, I can't stop crying about this episode that we filmed or whatever." Like that was like right before the episode dropped.
But the acting and the writing in that episode was so stiff and flat. Like it was just, I couldn't believe they actually filmed that. Like there was like they were trying to like draw emotion, but it just did not come across like that at all. It was like a little 3-year-old that fell over and got up and looked at you and just started crying, trying to get a response. It was terrible.
But it's ableist
that's
to
how you dad joke.
Okay? To coach her acting. I know that, but that's like edgy. That's like edgy dad joke, though. That's for when you got teenager dad joke.
Educated, edgy, and subtle. All right, I like that.
All right, so I did manage to find 1 5 out of 5. Great television. The story stays true to the original game content. Ignore the haters and homophobes who are trying to review bomb. Well, I love bomb a 5 out of 5. All right, enough of that tardation. Badger, did you get what I put in private chat pulled up?
I did. Now that I paid attention to it. Yeah.
I don't know how old this is. I assume it was probably like after the Batman came out, but I had never seen it. And it's Robert Pattinson talking about Final Fantasy VII, while Zoe Kravitz, who I hate so much,
tries to humiliate him.
Yeah, is a terrible person. And I'm like, hashtag Erwin's always right. It was lots of indication. Sorry, it's a short.
Also very similar to probably Henry Cavill talking about Warhammer and the women rolling their eyes and shit.
Identical,
yes.
Yeah. We cry when we play video games.
You do?
Just one. And the same. Yeah.
What game? I mean, I wouldn't know. Doesn't matter. Don't continue.
Have
the conversation.
My fellow's in love as well. In love with Eris and Tifa. But it's the two sides. It's the two options of girls you can have. This. You don't know Final Fantasy? No. You're judging us.
I'm not. I'm standing back and allowing you two to have.
It's a love triangle where Eris or Aerith, depending on what version of the game you're sometimes it's mistranslated. Like she's like the really kind girl who has superpower. It's like to like heal everyone and like make the world a better place.
Poor women, we have to heal everyone.
Oh my god,
cunt! Sorry,
I mean that's the ideal woman, and it never gets any.
Either the one that's going to heal everything, and the one in the short skirt. These are the options. Oh my god!
We cry when we play video games.
I watched the first like 20 seconds of that. I didn't know what was coming. And hashtag Erwin's always right. Am I allowed to hate Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman now?
Yes.
Okay,
I
thank
always
God.
like Robert, by the way. Thank you.
I didn't realize. I definitely like him more. That was fantastic. He out nerded like what I would have nerded probably. Bye, internet.
Okay. No. You're. Yep, that's Zoe Kravitz. That's your Catwoman. That's Shiny and Chrome, Mad Max.
Yeah, Nepo hire. And she got to, after being the worst Catwoman ever, then got to like direct her own movie, which I believe failed. Part Jewish lady. All right. Yeah, we already had this discussion the other day. We're moving on. Pagemaster. You'll never believe who had me watch this. Tomahawk, the Pagemaster, which was only like an hour and 15 minutes, which made me so happy. The amount of nostalgia I got from this, less from the movie and more because I had a PC game back in the day that was the Pagemaster. It probably came in a box of cereal. That stuck in my brain. And then I believe there were demos for actual games. I had Hunchback of Notre Dame Bowling, which is probably my favorite PC game as a kid. And I'm pretty sure it was a demo. And then we had Lion King Pinball.
I have never heard of this fucking movie before.
Oh, wait, for realsies?
I swear to God. I'm like, am I from a different simulation?
It's a cartoon.
I've never heard of this fucking movie.
It's Macaulay Culkin. Yeah.
I can recognize that. Okay, I don't think I've ever actually seen this.
So the premise essentially is he's a kid who's like a big old nerd, afraid of everything. He's all about statistics, like, oh, he can't do this because, you know, there's 11% chance you die or whatever. So he has to go run an errand, and then there's a storm, so he has to run into a library, bonks his head, and then goes on a hallucinatory adventure, animated adventure. And so you got the pirate book, that's like the adventure, and then you got Whoopi Goldberg as like a little fairy book, and that's fantasy, and then you've got, I'm so glad Gooch is here. You got my favorite character, Frankenstein's monster, that represents horror, and he's like, he's really dumb, and my favorite character, because he's like super adorable, this guy right here, and then also, the dragon in this, I like to take, you know, Tomac is very generous, and, you know, others, I like to take pictures and send them to people when I'm watching the thing they're having me watch, and the dragon, man, it was so cool. I didn't even see it coming, and so many things now just pop up and there's dragons, and I'm like, wow. Me saying that dragons make everything better is the least controversial thing I've ever said. All right, y'all made fun of me. I've never been more right.
You were right. They make everything better.
So Pagemaster, it is formula. So we don't mean just do the exact same thing as everyone else. They're like, all right, we're gonna have them go on an adventure through library. So library, you got different genres of books. What are the main ones we want to do? And you got, you know, horror, adventure, fantasy. That's what we want to do. All right. Well, he gets knocked unconscious, and then something turns him into a cartoon, and then we go through horror. You get some horror, you get out of that, and then you're into the adventure, and you're like seeing Moby Dick, and it's all like the old fairy tales and whatnot. And then you end with some fantasy, and you get dragons, you're climbing the mountain, and you got that, and then you just do the formula with that. You take that idea, that formula you have, and then you just put it onto the formula. It's so easy, and it was so simple, and it gave me all the member berries, and it was nice. I can't really give it an out of 10 rating. I don't know. But my concern, one of the things I didn't like about Princess Bride, speaking of dragons make everything better, the kids reading the book, the grandpa reading the book to the kid, it was totally meaningless whatsoever. Whereas in this, with the Macaulay Culkin, you actually had some character arc and whatnot. And then his dad, Ed Begley Jr., is building him a treehouse, and he's building it even though his son's too afraid to like go into it. But then at the end, he finds him and he's asleep in the treehouse. And it's super simple writing, and it's so easy, and it's just the formula. And it's heartwarming, and it works. And fuck the social engineers in Hollywood for getting away from it. What? Sorry, you guys talk.
So what is your formula? What is your formula? Just the hero's journey, or?
Oh yeah, Hero's Journey, classic 3-act structure. All the 80s and 90s movies who had that same sort of structure. That's what I mean by formula.
It feels like it's almost like the never-ending story kind of similarity, but just a little spice to it, a little different flavor.
Yeah. Kick it up a notch.
Christopher Lloyd and Macaulay Culkin, who were popular from other movies, and animation was the rage, and so they made a fucking movie.
So, Who Framed Roger Rabbit actually made me. I assumed Christopher Lloyd was going to end up being the bad guy, but he was the Pagemaster. He was like the good wizard. But I got like jaded from Roger Rabbit, or I just assumed he was going to be the bad guy. All right. So this one is for you, Badger.
Shut up. Nothing's for me.
No, like literally. Okay, this is me. This is my channel. Drowning in GTA or in Red Dead Online. This is my channel. Losing 60 subscribers a month, and this is ABF reeling me in.
Yeah, but then they hogtied you and put you on the railroad tracks.
Hey, whoa, no. Okay, that happens off screen. Okay. Roll the clip.
I think this is.
Hello, for $90, I'll put the fucking mousetrap on my tongue.
Have you seen 2004?
Wait, yes, but wait, 2 dragons? Wait, what do you mean? I have seen them. What dragons? Wait, what?
You don't remember the part where they're trying to get information out of Will Ferrell locked away in prison? And he's like, I'll give you the information, but you have to like pretend to be a dragon. So they're like pretending to be dragons behind the glass. And then he's like, all right, that was pretty good, but now I want 2 dragons.
Oh yeah, that's my. Oh, but it already has dragons. What do you mean? Add more dragons? I mean, add more dragons. All right, so here's my question, because Reverse Fart just dropped a 200. You said the other day put Swordfish on the wheel. I just went ahead and added Swordfish to the list. Starsky and Hutch. I did see it way back. Do I add it, or is there another one you'd rather have than Starsky and Hutch?
If you've already seen it before, then maybe watch.
I don't remember. I don't remember.
Clearly didn't remember it.
Starsky and Hutch 2004.
Yeah, why not? I like it.
It's Johnny Knoxville and like Dude, Where's My Car guy, right?
No,
that was Dukes of Hazzard.
No.
Oh wait, and I
Owen Wilson.
Oh yeah, and Owen Wilson.
Right?
Okay, yeah, I was thinking of Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah.
Wait, so then I'm wondering if I have seen that one, because I have seen Dukes of Hazzard.
Wow.
Starsky and Hutch 2004.
My favorite line in that is like he's like getting all upset over his car. He's like, my mom told me I couldn't handle a V8.
There's so few good comedies, and there's so few comedies I've gotten to watch, and there's literally comedies don't exist anymore, so that makes me happy. Starsky and Hutch 2004 going on the list.
The classic.
Shit. It's going on the wheel. It's going on the wheel, actually. And I was reading through some old comics recently, the Superman Time and Time Again, and they had an ad for Double Dragon 3, and it was so good. All right, Double Dragon. It's on the wheel. All right. So, Dan Vasque, noted Brazilian man. Castlevania Symphony of the Night for the PS1. Both images at 240p. So, there's the old school retro enjoyers who are, you gotta play it on CRTV or CRTs or else you're an idiot. Now, actually putting up a picture of the two, it makes so much more sense now. As he says, analog era games were designed to use the CRT's limitations as assets. The screen lines blend with the pixel art in a way to make your brain fill in the blanks and give the illusion of a sharper image with higher quality. When old farts insist CRTs are the way, that's what we mean. I'm with them now. Like, holy crap, the right one makes it look so much better because it works in that like grid. Thoughts? Yeah, I hadn't seen it till now, but now I totally understand.
Also, yeah, can't we just have like an overlay or something? A mod thing?
That I know that would be nice too.
I suppose going to find a fucking 20-plus-year-old television, you know.
What's that? There's also.
Sorry, go ahead,
I was gonna say, even with modern games, that's an issue if you're using a TV not at its native resolution. Because the spaces between pixels is actually different if you like go from 4K to like 1080p or 1440, because then like the amount of pixels it's actually using doesn't look right. So,
and now I finally understand because someone actually put up a picture of the differences. All right, and I just really like the whole. Back in the day, they had such little to work with, so they had to get really creative. We think about all of the classic like video game music that they made, and with like how many tones, how basic like the tools were to make the music, and they made some absolute bangers with it. they tried so much harder. Like back in the like Industrial Light and Magic days, back in the instead of before like VFX took everything over, all the practical effects thing, those guys came up with like the most ingenious stuff because they were forced to, and they had those limitations and made them think outside the box. And now everyone's just like fix it in post.
Can't quite stress how fucking heavy TVs were.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like
Two-man job.
3 or 4, depending on how big that TV was. Yes, huge.
I mean, if you're moving that TV, your friends are also equipped to help you move the pool table. So,
yeah, so fucking heavy, dude.
You remember those big projection TVs, like the old RCA ones, like they massive, like 70-inch.
Oh, I didn't have. We had like one of the 50-inch ones that was like a projection, like when they did the flat screen, but it wasn't a real flat screen. Yeah, it was the projection. They had one of those in the attic for a decade and a half at least.
Yeah, so, like the OG TVs with the wood paneling around it.
Yes, I was going to bring that up.
It was right next to one of those.
It's not getting moved, bro. You're just putting the new TV on top of the old TV. Sorry.
The old entertainment stand that takes up an entire room. We're saying it.
Well, the TV that my family had growing up was it had 3 different colors shooting out of the front of the TV, and it was like a door that would open, and there was a mirror on the door, and it would go up on the screen. It was pretty cool.
That was revolutionary at the time.
Rear projection TVs or whatever the fuck. Yeah.
It was like front projection or something like that, I think.
Yeah.
But
do you remember having to actually manually change the channel back in the day?
No, I remember the knob breaking, and so I had a vice grip on it.
Vice grip.
The channel that way.
Actually, to turn the TV on, I remember there was a sequence to turn it on. You had to push it in, out, and then in again, and it would like jumpstart it to turn on. It's like, what the hell?
And also American technology, if it didn't if there was lines and shit, you just hit it, and then the lines would go away and it would start working.
I remember going to my buddy's place, and he had a TV in his bedroom, and I was like, holy shit, you're rich. Like, you got a TV in your bedroom. Like, back
let's play some 4-player GoldenEye 64 on it.
Yeah. Screens like this big, but you're
absolutely built different. All right. Let's see. Before we get to Mother's Day, I don't know what we were at, but there's definitely a wheel spin in there somewhere. So let's go. Come on. Double dragon. The seat. No, Hamlet 2. This is when I added. I'm doing Hamlet 2 and Doom, actually. Hamlet 2 and Doom, because I'm going to be playing Doom soon, and I need to watch the Doom movie so I can get clips from it.
Oh, no.
Hamlet 2. Oh, what's going on, Hamlet 2 and Doom? That's actually a hell of a combination. All right, where we at? Remember, guys, back in the 90s, optimizing game was borderline black magic.
Like
where do you mean optimizing
that was like no bugs and like ran really well without any frame rate drops?
No, you still have to blow in your games. You have to
I don't think we're
supposed to do that. Yeah. I feel like that was probably really bad for all of that. Spitting into your cartridge constantly.
You just try to do a quick one. Yeah.
I mean,
ABF, you're muted.
Pull up my screen really quick.
Sir, yes, sir.
That was
my
it.
God. What? Oh my God.
It was trying off
Ghetto future.
That front panel is a mirror, and it would shoot it back to the screen.
And
that's some Fallout shit.
It kind of is.
We have OLED. We have like OLED now, and like this is literally like LED, like straight up like RGB TV.
Mm-hmm. And it still wasn't even that good. Look, it wasn't even that good of a picture either.
We actually have a meme for that.
What the hell is even that?
I had a 13-inch TV in my room when I was 12. So much winning. Yeah, I remember I had a little black and white yellow portable TV that was like this.
It was a Mitsubishi, I think it was.
Like 4 fucking channels.
Yeah, first one I remember was those black and white ones. You were talking about like changing the channel, how you needed pliers. Like eventually it got pretty easy to change channels, but like those black and whites, like it was like there's the one of the and it felt like it was so satisfying though. Like that click,
Still
it was like
works.
like a rotary phone kind of like level of satisfying. Young Rossi Gooner moment. All right. I remember, are we going to talk about the Playboy channel coming in static? I remember trying to adjust my old TV to look at the Spice channel with the knobs because of the squiggly lines. And
just go back and forth, and eventually it comes in clear for a second. You just keep switching back and forth.
You're talking about how like the brain, is the biggest erogenous zone or whatever. And yeah, as youngsters trying to watch the squiggles, and we were practically trying to jerk off to clouds, essentially.
Yeah, anything's porn if you have enough imagination.
Snowstorms. Yeah. Just like, yeah.
Oh, well, that's if the JCPenney catalog isn't available, obviously.
Like, this is literally, you fuckers wouldn't understand because it's free everywhere, but this is literally where the entire episode of Friends comes from, where they just have porn on one of the cable channels for free, and they're afraid to change the channel because you'll lose the free porn, which now would make no sense because, like, you just you go on any number of sites.
Yeah.
But that was a whole episode of television about even the women, like, well, wait.
It goes back to the day of finding that stash of Playboys.
The stash of Playboys,
it's like, oh, you struck gold. You're like, holy shit.
If we could find some kind of middle ground between free, abundantly available porn and porn stashed out in the woods, if we could just find some nice middle ground with there, would be really nice. Both of those, I feel like, aren't the best place for us. We need somewhere a little middle ground.
Yeah.
All right.
It should be a quest, but an attainable quest.
Well, eventually it's going to be the quest is going to be signing up for your global digital ID. But more on that later. Happy Mother's Day. If you have not texted or called your... I'm going to see her later. No, if you haven't texted or called her already, do it. Wish her a happy Mother's Day twice. Imagine how much propaganda it took to convince an entire generation of women this is oppressive. How adorable. It's literally what we are born for, is to propagate and take care of these adorable little babies. And that's all the nice part. So here's the actual parenting experience.
No.
And they are little hellions. Moxie reposted this one. And yeah, kids, we need more kids. They are the best. But man, this is why we appreciate mothers, because they have to deal with all of this.
When I was like 7 or 8, my mom and dad when they were still together, got like brand new couches. And then my dad said, whatever you do, don't write on the couches. And I want you to trust and believe that I never would have ever fucking thought of doing that. But he put the brain worm and I wrote on the couches.
That's hilarious.
I did. But to be fair, he told me, oh, look, he's scrambling eggs. That's cute. They're also recording him. Maybe they're like, it doesn't matter. We might as well show.
Oh yeah, at a certain point.
Over. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta make lemon out of lemonade, especially if there's lemonade like all over your kitchen now. Yeah, kids are so tarded and so terroristic. I love them. They're so I love narcissistic, selfish characters, self-absorbed kind of characters, and kids are all that sort of they are definitely that archetype. God bless them. Yeah, take the dial up.
They're pretty much tarded until they're 40 also.
Yeah, and it takes even longer and longer to grow up. Oh God. Oh, I think we all did. Yeah, we all have. I mean, I think at some point all of our parents gave us the birthday cake when we were too young, and then we just smeared it all over ourselves for the picture back when you had to go get the pictures developed and have to work for them when they actually meant things.
Happy Mother's Day to all you moms out there.
I know. More child tax credits, and we need if we want to get the birth rate up, we got to celebrate moms again. All right, so it's VTuber time. Kirsche, we talked about this a bit yesterday with Hayden. So I, of course, I knew about Kirsche, but I really know about Kirsche because Hayden loves Kirsche. And let's see.
I know about Kirsche. She's the chick that has the mayonnaise bottle and she shakes it. It's really funny.
I think ketchup bottle, yeah.
Oh, ketchup. Sorry about that, ketchup.
she only has 1,200 followers, and I noticed today she's following me. I don't know why. I blame Hayden, though. I don't know why she's following me.
That's amazing.
I assume it's Hayden. Shout out Hayden. All right. A month into a life ruination campaign started by people who hate me, and during a pre-planned vacation where communication and access to my home and resources were minimal, in-game studios, devs of Crime Boss Rock K City. So some of you in chat have probably heard about.
Oh, sorry. I'll keep figuring. He has. He loves her.
I have the biggest sticker on my PC is going to be a Kirsche sticker because that's what Hayden requested, and the specific one off of Gamer Subs. It's large and in charge. She's now. I feel I'm more okay with her taking up so much real estate on the PC.
Also, really quick, part of the momentum of this game was Payday 2 failing around the same time that Kirsche was pushing this. So,
correct. So she did tons of free promotion for it. Hey, Gooch, you okay, buddy?
I'm shaking my mayonnaise bottle.
I'm fine.
Like, Hayden said he's bought this game for like 5 people. He was, I think 2 or 3 times was plugging this while he was a guest on my channel, and she was doing lots of free promotion for them. And all of her supporters were doing lots of heavy promotion for it. Since its release in 2023, dropped their relationship with me. Oh, so they did a cancel campaign, and these idiots decided to drop their relationship with the person who is the only reason I have even heard of this game, and they're getting so much free marketing out of it, and they said, no, we don't want that anymore. They're swayed by anonymous posts, Reddit users who admit to not watching me, people who lie by omission, and people who strawman all of my stances. So I had thought it was because of her stance on Shiloh Hendricks, the lovely young lady who's working on becoming a millionaire, but he was saying she actually didn't even really support her, but all of the crazies said she was supporting her and then say, you know, she's Nazi, racist, all that, you know, normal stuff they do. And then some, and I think Sportskeeda or whatever, some fake news gaming site decided to throw all of that together into a little Tumblr blog. No, I mean, sorry, game journalism. This company is not experiencing cancel culture. Oh yeah, go ahead, Abio.
The people that are on Tumblr aren't buying video games.
Oh yeah, they're if they're playing and they're stealing them. Yeah,
that is a cesspool of a place where you'll want to change your gender after scrolling through a couple times.
A playable character. Well, there's another character that's in the game that I wasn't aware of, but more on that in a moment. So, oh no, is it just that Hayden's complaining? Nah, Baldy got in on this. And once that happens, if you go to the beginning, it's at mixed and mixed reviews. Well, let's check up and let's see how it's doing. I believe Pirate Nation also shared it. What are you doing there, crime boss? Mob boss? Crime boss? Ooh, mixed and mostly
is this the one that has
negative.
Michael Madsen?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And it believes
it's crazy. It jumped from mixed and it actually jumped to negative and went mostly negative. That's actually crazy how quick that happened.
Because this game looked like it looked like complete shit from the get-go and horrible. I heard about this before I even knew Kirsche was involved in it. Yeah, holy hell. That was never going to be a thing, guys. I wonder how much money they spent, all those celebrities, to get their looks.
What if I told you Chuck Norris was in it? Would that change your mind?
Yeah.
What if I told you Chuck Norris, America's just found out Chuck Norris is a homophobic Trump supporter, and they're not taking it well. So they work with Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris, they haven't canceled him, so why are they canceling her? And if you bend the knee for one thing, you have to bend the knee for all things. ABF, what were you thinking?
Oh, Erwin, come on.
I think
know that they pick and choose who they want to cancel. Yeah.
I think that the game was already failing, even with the support from Kirsche, and they are trying to drum up the crowd that hasn't been buying it, thinking that they were going to win them over. Sort of like how companies that are failing all of a sudden go woke in order to get those ESG funds, but it actually, doubly backfires on them. I think that's what was going on.
Oh, big old backfire. So top review currently. Well, I like the game and it's like Payday, but I had a lot more fun with this, but I can't give it a positive review. I found this game because of a streamer on Twitch and was glad she showed it off. Best I can tell, she's the only one that pushed this game. And that matters because the company dropped her over some online drama. I will not support a company that drops their biggest supporter. You spelled there wrong. Biggest supporter over an out of context hit piece, not only because it is a truly dishonorable action on the devs' part, but if they will drop the #1 advocate, then how long before they start changing the game to appease the same rage posters when they dislike content already in the game, such as Chuck Norris? Anyone have thoughts? Sorry.
Yeah, it's from 2003, dude. It got horrible reviews.
No, 20
from the beginning. 2023 is what I meant. Sorry, but yeah, like Because I remember hearing about this, going and looking, I was like, oh, this looks fucking horrible, and then bouncing out. So maybe this is like the rebrand where she jumped on board and for like, I don't know. It looked like this was never going to be good.
I think that they did sort of have some sort of like day one patch or something like that, or some sort of update to the game to where it was better and people were happy with it. Because when Hayden told me to take a look at it, it looked all right to me. I was just playing other things at the time, and I was like, yeah, we'll get to your crazy VTuber recommendation later.
Say Badger might not be totally wrong that maybe it's seen with a little bit of rose-tinted glasses through rose-tinted VTubing glasses, possibly. But also, I mean, it looks decent. I will say I do have Payday.
Bro, it's literally on PS5 and Xbox. So that's what I'm saying. So like, maybe they did an Epic Store version, but it came out and it was not good.
And now it's going to probably cease to exist. Congrats. And then so now the thing is they're saying, oh, well, now Kirsche is being cancel culture. This company is not experiencing cancel culture. My audience were paying customers who are voting with their voice and their wallet after a company makes an astronomically poor decision they disagree with. These are not review bombs. These are people who don't own the gaming, or these are not people who don't own the game brigading. In-game are experiencing what happens when you capitulate to cancel culture. These two are not the same. It's incredibly obvious and everybody knows it. You people held this power to ruin others reputationally and financially for years, and we are now standing up for ourselves. Style Hendrix is about to be a millionaire. Fuck you, fuck cancel culture, and fuck the Darvo that happens when anyone decides to defend themselves. You reap. Any thoughts on that?
I think you roboted the last couple things you said there.
You reap what you sow, is I think what Earl meant to say.
On... say things for me, ABF.
Say things, ABF.
No, this is... I mean, what is there to say? You had someone completely come out and for support for your game.
This is what I was going to say. It seems like a game that was shitty and no one cared, and the only people that did play it were the ones that Kirsche got to play it, and then you lost them too by getting rid of her. So now you have no one wanting to play it.
Yeah,
and that was my thought.
Even if you think it wasn't a great looking game, it seemed like as a community they were having fun playing it together.
Oh, which is great if you have a community playing it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then if the community were to say play it and try to talk in the Steam forums about it, then they started deleting all of the forums because, well, that's what they do. And they've lost as soon as they start deleting the forum post. Because, of course, they're a bunch of crazy commies. Any moderator of any forum is a bunch of crazy, power-hungry leftists usually.
And that's not Steam doing that. That's the moderators of that chat doing that, which are the developers or the community managers.
And good news, Stutter and Craig, they're adding Kirsche to the Side Scroller podcast. Which, man, those guys are going to continue getting attacked by all these crazies. Mm-hmm. Man, it's nice having the success and being in the media, but God, I'm happy they're in those positions to have to deal with all the crazies, so we don't have to. And what do? We support people. Great job, honorable chatters. Kirsche at #1 most super chatted in America. And I believe these are just super chats. These don't even count the memberships. So this is what we do. We got to make them more afraid of our wallet than the crazy commies trying to cancel us all. Gooch, you got any thoughts on you experienced this in the comic book industry, like very similar things to where they started hating their customers and then we decided, we're not buying your stuff anymore. And then they call us racist for not buying their stuff that they ruined. Any thoughts on that, Gooch?
Well, it's just, I don't know. It's just this flow of, bullshit that we're going through with everything pop culture. I don't know. It is what it is. It's gonna come and it's gonna go. And it's just a cycle that always continues.
Keeps rolling. And
it does.
Till we absolutely crush the left and salt the earth and make sure they never return. But we're talking about Hero at the moment. No one told me this was dubbed over Japanese like live action. I had no idea. this was great second monitor action because I cannot stand watching. I am dub all the way when it comes to anime, but live action, you gotta do sub because when they don't even try to make it line up with it's terrible. All right, I watched this yesterday and today I saw a new comic book at the used bookstore. The Hero comic book, which was made by the guy who did Storm Riders, which is like a Chinese comic book. Have you heard of Storm Riders, Gooch? By Wing Na Ma or something like that? Yeah,
I've heard that name, yeah.
I thought about buying it because it looks amazing. The art is phenomenal, but that guy also did a Hero comic book and it looked awesome and I kind of thought about buying it. So it gets really artsy at times and sometimes it works really, really well, sometimes not so much, but then it's also like Jet Li the One where they do lots of like wire work. And so some of the fighting is amazing. And then it gets like ridiculous. And then it goes amazing. And then it's like, what? And then it's amazing. So yeah, this one was weird. I loved it. Didn't fully totally understand everything that was going on, but it didn't matter because the sword fights were awesome. And my favorite, I didn't even realize it was Donnie Yen, but Donnie Yen has like a pole arm, but like the wacky flailing arm tube guy ones, you know? And the fight with him was amazing. Hero is really good. And on Tubi TV, I would check it out. IMDb gives it basically an 8 out of 10. Not an 8 out of 10 for me, but quite good. It's very interesting storytelling.
He's a toddler at this point. He was a baby. He's a toddler at this point. He's approaching kid.
So they have like a whole scheme to kill the king, but the king figures it out. So a lot of it is like told through them. The king is basically like telling him, I know your plan. Here's what happened and stuff like that. So it's really interesting, but then he doesn't kill him and then they all just die at the end. Spoiler alert. But apparently it's based on like real history. And did I play Dynasty Warriors? Hayden, did I just watch Dynasty Warriors? All right. Yeah, no, it was 10 out of 10 for the fight choreography. But then some of the wire work is a little Jet Li wire work. And it's fun, but it's also physics just stop existing.
I know I've seen it. I just don't remember it. But I've always liked Jet Li. He's awesome.
Yeah, now, I wouldn't run out and go see it. But anyone who's like, oh, I want to watch Hero. Yeah, worth a watch. But I wouldn't run out and see it.
I like Jet Li in The Expendables. He was asking. Remember, he was asking for a pay raise, and he's like, "I should get paid more." And they're like, "Why? Why should you get paid more than everyone else?" He's like, "Because I'm shorter. I have to run farther than everyone else." I thought that was the funniest thing.
I haven't watched any Expendables. Would you replace Starsky and Hutch with any Expendables?
Yeah, watch the first one. It's good.
Would you say replace Starsky and Hutch with Expendables?
Sure.
All right, it's happening. I'd rather watch Expendables.
Even though
anyways.
Starsky and Hutch, watch it eventually. You could probably get some funny clips or memes out of it. So.
Excellent. Expendables. I'm very happy with that. It seems like chat is as well. Okay. So we covered this. Yeah, we're going to get out of here shortly so we can all do Mama's Day stuff. All right.
Boo.
I brought this up yesterday and I said, Tomak, you have any thoughts on this? And Tomak refused to comment on it. I don't know what was happening to him.
It was like asking a politician.
Yes. Badger, do you have any thoughts on the differences between 2002 and 2025?
2002 is the correct way. I don't like that one on the right. Boo.
Gooch, you have any similar thoughts?
I have no idea what this is.
It's a remake. They're remaking Onimusha 2, and Capcom is continuing to go woke and cover hotties up.
Did you need you to explain? One is a woman with her tits out, and one is covered. And I like the one with her tits out. Thank you very much.
I know Gooch went the Tomak route.
I don't even care. I don't even care.
You don't care about tits. You are the gay? You are the gay? Why are you a gay?
No, I don't.
Why are you a gay?
Why?
Okay, well here, let's try to ungayify him. All right, wait. All right. So, Marvel Rivals. So, we got some controversy. Did they up Squirrel Girl? No, she's still looking fine. She's thick. Girl thick. I haven't really heard any complaints about her character design. She gets lots of like cosplay and art and whatnot, and people seem to like her. So, what's the problem? Well, the problem is, oopsie daisy. It's supposed to be like a summer outfit. And she's too white.
Oh no.
They wanted her to be tanner because it's a summer thing. So she's her normal skin color, but the complaint is she should be tan.
Put her in a bikini if it's a summer outfit.
Oh, well, that is, but like bigger girls, they got to get a little more creative with their two pieces.
Bullshit.
Maybe it's her first time going out for the summer and she's trying to get that tan.
Honestly, I don't like girls to be tan. I like the lily white like princesses, you know? Give me the white skin. I want like the basement dwelling like skin. Do not go out in the sun. I actually forbid it. Your Honor, ma'am, if it's okay with you. All right. So that seems like maybe it's a bit too much of a complaint from the crazy left. So now the question is, are we getting a little too complaining? Hey, I hope you didn't mind me using.
I was just going to say that I think it's a little too much now if we're making complaints like that. Like,
okay, well, yeah, well, that's the left like doing their thing. So now let's see if maybe we're getting a little too complaining. This is Bounding into Comics, Overwatch 2, which I used to play until it was just too and woke. I could not put up with it any longer. And then they added a pansexual character after I stopped playing and a non-binary character after I stopped playing. I made the correct decision. But two good things they do is the crossover skins and their trailers are amazing. Like, everyone loves the Blizzard like cinematics. They're always so good. So they're doing a crossover with Street Fighter 6. I actually quite liked the trailer. It looked pretty good. I was like, hey, Overwatch actually doing something that I don't hate. But here's the problem. Do you notice anything?
Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why'd you put short shorts on her?
But is it enough to make a big deal about? Yeah, obviously we would prefer this, but like desexualizing it a bit. It's so this should be a boo. ABF do you think this should be a boo?
Well, I mean, yeah, because you got to wonder where the line keeps moving, and you have to push back somewhere. Because if you don't push back at that time, that's where you push back is where it stops.
That's right.
Hey, I don't disagree. All right, now this is the one where I think maybe we did go a little too far. My Hero Academia Vigilantes anime adaptation censors. Pop steps, idol-inspired costumes, censorship. All right, so this is the character in the manga, and this is actually what they want. Is that Gooch? Thoughts? Scrolling. All right, so that's the manga. All right, so now we get to the actual anime. And
your ass is awesome.
All right, oh wait, sorry, I forgot. Okay, so this is her knees right here, and then this goes up to just a little bit like above her knees, and then we'll scroll past the absolute just Gooch shot, which is, I mean, I'm sorry, it's a little gooner material. We all love it.
Gooches need love too. Gooches need love too.
It's a little on the goonery side.
Grundle.
So then people saw this, which is like very similar design. You still got the skin here. So I'm like, oh, and then they're still doing the upskirts, the panties. And then I got to here and I'm like, okay, well, that looks the same. And then the article ended. And I went, what? This is censorship? So here's the complaint. The complaint is that the boot should only go up a little bit past her knee. So it'd be like right here. So about 6 inches of thigh is being covered up. That is the complaint. Are we going too far now with that?
Holy shit.
Not something to complain about.
I'm less bothered by that.
Okay, yes. Thank God. All right. Yeah, I literally got to the end of the article and went, wait, what did I miss? And I had to literally look. We joke about sciencing like the pretty anime girls. I literally had to science this to figure out what the complaint was.
You notice all the other ones were very immediate, like, no, bullshit. And that one's like, okay.
There's definitely a pick your battle argument to be made. All right. So one last thing. All right. Two very, very quick last things. So trying to explain to my normie friends how a feminist game dev trading sex for positive reviews 11 years ago led to Kanye West putting Hitler speeches in his songs now. All right, so I'm going to start at the 45 seconds. I'm going to see how fast I can explain this. Yes. All right. We're going to go at the 45 seconds. All right, so basically we had Gamergate, and Breitbart managed to get in, and we had Milo Yiannopoulos was a big part of that, and he kind of grifted off it. He's super gay guy, but then eventually had a whole thing where he decided he was straight, and he went into like gay conversion therapy or some nonsense like that, and then all of a sudden he was like super trad husband. He divorced his husband and got straight and whatnot, and then for whatever reason, he ended up becoming one of Kanye West's like advisor people, his like PR guy, along with Nick Fuentes. And Nick Fuentes, well, he's a big fan of Hitler. And so now Kanye's a big fan of Hitler. So now we have a song from Kanye West. How y'all don't like what I post on Twitter. You mean all of the porn you post on Twitter? All right, I did it in, that was 45 seconds.
What's Gamergate? Do it again.
Oh, and Zoe, I didn't say Zoe Quinn. Zoe Quinn was having sex with 5 dudes for positive game reviews to push her. Okay, I could have done it in a minute. I can do it under 60 seconds. Jake Martin for a 20. Appreciate you. Happy Mother's Day. Yeah, oh my God bless all the mamas out there. Ladies of the Cabal, best women around. Like, legit. We have some high-class ladies around here. And they are being, there's a lot of going on. So...
Now, how about a smooch, huh?
The Cabal ladies are a precious commodity that will be placed on the pillar as we simp for them. And they get a little mad at us for looking at Sydney Sweeney. But don't worry, it's all fine. I'm sorry, ladies. We can be attracted to many women, not just Sydney Sweeney, we swear. All right, real quick. I thought this was ridiculous. Everyone's like, oh, look, they're hiding the coke. I'm like, yeah, all right, sure. Yeah, they're hiding coke. And then I actually watched it, and they were doing coke before this. Badger, you have any thoughts?
It's definitely a powdery bag of a white substance.
Yep. So I just saw this and I'm like, okay, are we just like seeing a Kleenex? But this little bit right here next to the cup, once I saw him palm that as well, and then the smile Macron gives once he knows what happened. Yeah, it's coming up. Yeah, right there. You get this fun little, oh, I moved my stuff and I see this fun little thing right here. And then Macron also does a fun little quick grab, and then he does this little smirk, like he knows he just did something really bad. This was before they were with Zelensky. So they did a bunch of coke and then got together to talk about starting World War III. A bunch of fucking cokehead pedo globalists are trying to start World War III, and they're so fucking blatant and doing it like they do it in front of the fucking cameras. Erwin, if you like pale skin, you're way too much into anime and Japanese culture. Hashtag Arab skin for the win.
All right, calm down, Rossi. All right, we know you want the new Disneyland in Abu Dhabi, but you want the taxi.
How many can I have? Like 3
Mickey Mouse
or 4?
and a Hajib. That's going to be great.
We actually have white people have that. They're Mormons. I actually have some Mormon families, so I'd probably go that first. But yes, no, I like my gingers and my princesses trapped up in the tower and with the pale skin. And who wants to see the bikini tan lines?
Sam Witwicky.
All right, I was gonna start Shia LaBeouf in, but we gotta get out of here and go to Mama's. Put it in my chest. All right, that's for you, Isaac. Shout out. All right, let's see. We get everything.
We're blaming the cocaine.
Oh,
all right.
Sorry, just one last little quick thing. ABF, remember when I told you that a video game was going to be reported as a India and Pakistan fight? It happened. It was Arma 3, as always.
You know, that's not even like the 10th time that that's happened. Yeah.
Always Arma.
Badger, anything you'd like to plug?
Yeah, I try to make Gooches the only stream I go on Sundays, but for 8 years, Film Comics Explained has been doing this grind, and he's got his little celebration. So I will also be on Niat's channel tonight before Late Night with Gooch and Gang to celebrate with him. 8 years.
So many.
Million plus subscribers, so he did something right. And he's got a brand new Thunderbolts video. Go check that out. Just dropped.
Yeah.
Hypno's better at gaming than a girl. Gooch, anything you want to plug tonight?
Well, I will be on Nietz as well to celebrate his 8-year anniversary, and Late Night with Gooch and Gang. Swing on by after. I'm sure we'll be raiding right into that after. So,
yeah,
and we'll all be there. So,
yeah.
ABF, do the thing.
I will also be on Niet's stream as well as Gooch's stream later, and I will.
You too, Rossi. Sorry, what were you saying?
I'm gonna be firing up the Pontiac and going to see mommy soon.
Oh, shout out!
Shout out to all the mamas out there.
Picture her on a throne of guns.
Yeah, ABF's always trying to hold us minorities down. He just likes lording over us, and I like being lorded over, to be honest.
Master.
I mean, it feels pretty good.
I keep you safe, Erwin.
Yeah, the cage is for my safety.
Yes.
Absolute pleasure having everyone here. But ABF says I have to go back in my cage. Gooch, appreciate you being here. Outro time.
So long, and thanks for all the fish.
Oh, the camera's on. The camera's been on the whole time, huh? I don't even know. Hello.
Screw you guys. I'm going home.
Good, then get the hell out of my life. Who needs you? Beat it. Leave me alone.
I needed to get rid of the human garbage, otherwise known as my best friends.
Oh!
Come on! Bonnie, how do you keep getting back in?
Well. Bye.
If we're not back by dawn, call the president.
Bye, everyone. No gaming video today. I'm terrible. I watched anime and Pagemaster instead. I'm so sorry. End stream button. End stream button.
Everyone